Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. Derrick Henry, the unstoppable force of the Tennessee Titans turned Baltimore Ravens legend, reportedly shocked the NFL universe with whispers that he's ready to leave Baltimore. Sources close to the team suggest that the King, as he is affectionately known, might be exploring options that could redefine the league's landscape. Imagine the ripple effects if Henry, who has been a workhorse for the Ravens, suddenly became available on the market. The murmurs began circulating after an unusually candid interview where Henry hinted at new challenges and a desire for fresh experiences beyond the confines of Baltimore. Industry insiders speculate that these statements could be more than just motivational talk. They might signal the start of a blockbuster free agency saga. Fans and analysts alike are dissecting every gesture, every social media post, trying to read between the lines. Could this mean a reunion with former teammates elsewhere, or a complete shakeup in team dynamics? The sheer possibility has caused fantasy football circles to buzz with speculation, as Henry's departure would not just impact the Ravens, but potentially the playoff picture across the NFL. While nothing is officially confirmed, the narrative alone has ignited a frenzy that seems impossible to ignore, making every practice, every interview, a potential headline in itself. The implications of Henry's rumored exit stretch far beyond Baltimore, as his departure could trigger a chain reaction across the league. Teams in desperate need of a dominant running back are reportedly circling, and insiders hint that Henry's influence in negotiations could be unprecedented. The Titans, who once built their offense around his legendary power, may feel a twinge of nostalgia, while new suitors might envision constructing offenses that revolve entirely around his unmatched skill set. The social media storm surrounding the potential move is relentless, with fans debating, analyzing, and projecting where the King might land. Analysts are diving into cap space, trade possibilities, and roster adjustments, creating endless speculation on how one player's decision could tilt competitive balance. Even casual followers of the NFL are suddenly glued to tweets and news clips, as if every word from Henry could change the course of a franchise's history. Some whispers suggest a blockbuster trade could materialize, involving multiple teams and star players, scenario that would be discussed for years in sports circles. The excitement is palpable because Derrick Henry is more than a player. He's an icon whose movements command attention and shape narratives. And with the league watching, every rumor, every subtle hint feeds the feverish anticipation surrounding the possible departure of one of the NFL's most dominant forces. Insiders suggest that Henry's rumored departure is not just about football, but also about personal ambitions and off-field ventures. Some speculate he could be seeking opportunities that allow him to influence franchise decisions or even transition into a leadership role that extends beyond being a player. Conversations in the locker room reportedly reveal a shift in mindset, with Henry focusing on legacy and long-term impact, fueling the rumor mill even further. Sports journalists, always attuned to body language and offhand remarks, are analyzing press conferences for signs of dissatisfaction or desire for change. Speculative narratives paint a picture of a superstar weighing not just contracts and performance metrics, but also cultural fit and city dynamics, as though the King is calculating his next kingdom. Social media has become a theater of projections, with fans imagining him in every conceivable uniform and analysts providing elaborate scenarios involving trades, draft picks, and coaching negotiations. This rumor, though unconfirmed, has already begun to dominate discussions in football podcasts, YouTube comment sections, and sports newsrooms alike. Even merchandise sales and fan engagement are reportedly reflecting the uncertainty, as supporters grapple with the possibility of losing a once-in-a-generation talent. If Henry does indeed leave, insiders warn, the ripple effects could redefine not only team strategies but also market dynamics across the league, cementing this period as one of the most intense speculation phases in recent NFL history. Some, Analysts hint that Henry's exit might be driven by timing, noting that running backs often face a narrow window to maximize their career opportunities. Sources indicate that contract negotiations, endorsements, and even legacy considerations could converge, pushing him to consider moving while he is still at his peak. The Ravens, known for their disciplined and strategic approach, may find themselves at a crossroads. Convince the king to stay with promises of championships or prepare for a seismic transition. Rumors suggest that Henry himself is taking a cautious approach, weighing offers without revealing intentions publicly, making every interaction with agents, coaches, and teammates a potential headline. Fans are reportedly monitoring every minor sign, from off-season training sessions to public appearances, as clues to his next move. Speculation ranges from high-profile trades to surprise free agent signings, with the NFL world collectively holding its breath. There's even chatter that Henry's potential departure could influence draft strategies, as teams anticipate filling the gap left by a player of his caliber. While official statements remain absent, the rumor alone has created a narrative rich with tension, drama, and anticipation. If true, the King's exit would not just be a roster change, it would be a seismic moment, a story that might dominate sports media for months. The NFL ecosystem is bracing itself, because when Derrick Henry moves, the effects are felt far beyond the field. Reports suggest that the uncertainty surrounding Henry's situation is creating strategic headaches for coaches and management. Teams that once relied on his predictable patterns are now reportedly scrambling to consider alternative offensive strategies should the rumors solidify into reality. Analysts point out that the King's unique combination of size, speed, and durability makes him not just a player, but a tactical centerpiece, meaning his rumored exit could force entire franchises to rethink their approach to game planning. Media chatter highlights possible suitors from established playoff contenders to ambitious underdogs, each imagining how a player of his magnitude could alter their trajectory. Sports talk shows are reportedly dedicating entire segments to breaking down every potential scenario, emphasizing trades, salary cap implications, and fit within different offensive schemes. Meanwhile, fan forums are ablaze with debates about whether keeping Henry would require extraordinary contracts or whether his ambitions might outgrow Baltimore's current roster configuration. The speculation is so intense that even casual followers are drawn into conversations about blocking schemes, running back rotations, and the psychological impact on teammates. What began as whispers of change has blossomed into a full-blown narrative, captivating the NFL community and intensifying the debate about what it truly means for a superstar to leave a team at the peak of his powers. This is more than rumor. It is the kind of buzz that keeps the league awake at night. Some insiders suggest that off-field factors could be playing a crucial role in Henry's contemplation of leaving the Ravens. Family considerations, lifestyle changes, and even the city's appeal reportedly figure into his decision-making process, painting a complex picture that extends beyond football. Rumors hint at behind-the-scenes conversations with management in which Henry allegedly discusses broader visions for his career and personal brand. These discussions, if true, might indicate a level of strategic thinking that goes beyond ordinary. Player negotiations, highlighting his awareness of long-term impact. Media speculation has amplified these hints, transforming them into headlines and social media threads that portray the situation as a high-stakes chess match. Fans are particularly attentive to interviews, photographs, and public appearances, searching for subtle signs of dissatisfaction or desire for change. Even endorsements and business engagements are being dissected, as some suggest that a move could align with larger commercial aspirations. The rumor, though still unconfirmed, has already created an ecosystem of speculation that encompasses coaches, agents, analysts, and fans alike. Each new tidbit fuels more discussion, turning every interaction into potential evidence that the king might soon seek a new throne. The NFL landscape, it seems, is poised for disruption, and Derrick Henry stands at the center of a storm of conjecture, anticipation, and uncertainty that could redefine the balance of power across the league. Whispers in the league hint that Henry's potential departure could create unprecedented opportunities for other players, as well as trigger a domino effect in team strategies across multiple franchises. Analysts speculate that if the King moves, backup running backs, rookie prospects, and even veteran free agents could suddenly see their value skyrocket, shifting negotiations and roster planning. The media narrative emphasizes that a single superstar's decision can reverberate throughout the league, affecting trade talks, draft priorities, and even coaching tactics. Rumors suggest that Henry's decision-making process is meticulous, weighing both personal ambitions and the competitive potential of prospective teams. Fans, meanwhile, have turned speculation into a spectator sport of its own, debating where he should go, what kind of contract he deserves, and how his presence would tilt playoff races. Social media has become a fertile ground for hypothetical scenarios, from dream trades to fantasy football shakeups, each fueled by the possibility that Henry may no longer wear the Ravens' purple and black. While official confirmations are absent, the rumor alone has galvanized the NFL community, making every report, every whisper, and every insider tip a headline in the making. Derrick Henry's rumored exit has evolved into more than a player story. It has become a league-wide spectacle, a drama that encapsulates the power, influence, and mystique of one of football's most formidable athletes. Finally, speculation around Derrick Henry has inspired debate not just about where he might go, but also about how teams might adapt to his absence. Reports suggest that the Ravens are already considering contingency plans, evaluating options, ranging from draft prospects to trade acquisitions, as the rumor alone forces strategic recalibrations. Analysts highlight that a move by Henry could influence more than just team rosters. It might also shift the balance of power in entire divisions, redefine playoff matchups, and create a cascade of negotiations that will dominate sports headlines. For months, social media chatter is rife with fan theories, mock trades, and debates about contract structures, each fueled by the potential loss of a player of Henry's stature. Even casual NFL viewers have reportedly become engrossed in the unfolding story, following every interview, post, and press conference for clues. Insiders hint that the King's rumored decision is deliberate, suggesting he is weighing multiple scenarios and potential impacts, not just for himself, but for the broader football ecosystem. While nothing is officially confirmed, the rumor alone has generated a narrative that captures attention, ignites debate, and fuels anticipation at every level. Derrick Henry's possible departure is not just a player move, it is a storyline, a spectacle, and a reminder that in the NFL, the presence or absence of a single superstar can reshape the entire landscape of the sport. Rumors continue swirling around Derrick Henry, with insiders suggesting that his potential departure from the Ravens could spark one of the most dramatic offseason sagas in NFL history. Sources indicate that Henry has been quietly evaluating several top-tier franchises, weighing factors like offensive schemes, quarterback compatibility, and championship windows. The speculation is that he could target a team where his dominant running style becomes the centerpiece, potentially reshaping an entire roster around him. Analysts are reportedly poring over film, comparing playbooks, and envisioning how Henry's power, speed, and vision could alter team dynamics. Fan reactions are equally intense, with social media feeds flooded with speculation about possible destinations, from perennial contenders to teams on the rise hoping for a transformative superstar. There are whispers that contract structures, incentives, and long-term security are central to his deliberations, which could make negotiations extraordinarily complex. The NFL community, captivated by every small detail, is treating this rumor like a high-stakes chess match, where every move and counter-move is scrutinized. Even casual observers find themselves drawn into the narrative, dissecting practice footage, public appearances, and offhand comments. Whether he ultimately stays or leaves, the buzz alone has already transformed the offseason landscape, turning every team, meeting, press conference, and rumor into a story that could define the league for years to come. Sources close to Henry suggest that part of the allure of leaving the Ravens could be the opportunity to build a legacy that transcends team loyalties. Rumors hint at his desire to take on challenges that test not only his athleticism, but also his leadership, vision, and influence within an organization. Analysts speculate that he could become the face of a franchise, dictating offensive philosophies and mentoring a new generation of players while still performing at peak levels. Fans are theorizing that a move might place him in a larger media market, increasing visibility and endorsement opportunities while simultaneously intensifying pressure and expectations. The rumor has created a frenzy on social media platforms, where debates rage over ideal landing spots, team fits, and potential impacts on playoff races. Some speculate that Henry could reunite with former teammates or coaching staff, while others envision him joining ambitious teams seeking to vault into championship contention. Insiders indicate that contract negotiations, while critical, may be just one part of a larger calculus encompassing long-term goals, personal satisfaction, and legacy considerations. Even casual NFL observers are reportedly following the story, with rapt attention, treating each report and rumor like a teaser for an upcoming blockbuster. The speculation itself has become a spectacle, elevating Henry's potential move into a narrative that dominates sports media coverage and captivates fans across the league. Whispers in the NFL suggest that if Derrick Henry were to leave the Ravens, the ripple effect could alter roster strategies and draft plans for multiple teams. Sources speculate that teams with emerging running backs may accelerate development programs, while organizations lacking elite rushing power could aggressively pursue trades or free agent signings to compensate. Analysts highlight that Henry's rumored departure isn't just a single player issue. It has the potential to reshape competitive balance across divisions, affecting playoff projections and off-season priorities. The rumor has generated intense discussion among sports media personalities who dissect everything from his running style to durability, comparing it to potential fits with other franchises. Fans are reportedly creating mock trades, debating landing spots, and calculating salary cap implications as the narrative transforms into a full-fledged spectacle that extends beyond Baltimore. Social media platforms are flooded with analysis videos, highlight reels, and commentary, each piece fueling further speculation. Even coaching staff across the league may be strategizing contingencies, anticipating the shockwaves of losing or acquiring a player of his caliber. While no official statements have been made, the rumor alone has created a palpable tension in the NFL ecosystem, turning routine team operations into high-stakes speculation. Derrick Henry's potential exit, it seems, is not just a question of one man's future, but a catalyst for a league-wide narrative teeming with intrigue, strategy, and drama. Industry insiders hint that the timing of Derrick Henry's rumored departure could be crucial, with the offseason providing a narrow window for negotiation, trade discussions, and strategic planning. Reports indicate that Henry and his representatives are meticulously evaluating offers, considering not only financial aspects, but also team culture, coaching philosophies, and championship potential. Analysts speculate that this careful deliberation could lead to complex negotiations involving multiple teams, star players, and high-profile draft picks, potentially creating one of the most talked about transactions in recent NFL memory. And fans and media alike are dissecting his every action, from workout routines to social media activity, searching for clues about his intentions. Rumors suggest that teams with surplus running backs or cap space may emerge as frontrunners, while franchises in need of a transformative offensive weapon could aggressively pursue him. Even casual observers are drawn into the speculation, treating each new report as a potential revelation. Social media commentary, podcasts, and news segments increasingly frame Henry's potential departure as a high-stakes drama, blending sport with entertainment in a way that few rumors ever achieve. Whether he chooses to stay or leave, the narrative alone is already shaping team strategies, fan expectations, and media coverage, demonstrating the profound influence of one superstar in the NFL ecosystem. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Some sources suggest that Derrick Henry's rumored exit may hinge on personal considerations as much as professional ones. Whispers indicate that family priorities, lifestyle preferences, and long-term career goals may factor into his deliberations, adding layers of complexity to an already high-stakes situation. Analysts speculate that Henry is weighing multiple scenarios, from staying in Baltimore with assurances of future championships to exploring opportunities where he could have more influence on team dynamics and personal branding. Social media is reportedly ablaze with theories, ranging from fantasy trades to mock drafts, as fans eagerly project his potential destinations. Insiders hint that he may be seeking a franchise willing to construct an offense around his unique skill set, emphasizing power running and explosive playmaking. The rumor has sparked extensive coverage in sports media, with talk shows, podcasts, and YouTube channels dissecting every hint, quote, and image for clues about his next move. Even routine team practices are scrutinized for subtle signs, as observers interpret body language and interactions as potential indicators of dissatisfaction or intent. While nothing is officially confirmed, the speculation alone has created a narrative ecosystem that influences everything from fan engagement to team planning, underscoring Derrick Henry's status as one of football's most impactful and compelling figures. Reports indicate that potential landing spots for Henry are being analyzed with unprecedented intensity as teams evaluate how his skill set could redefine offensive strategies. Sources suggest that franchises are conducting scenario planning, imagining the impact of adding a player capable of dominating the line of scrimmage while breaking away for explosive plays. Analysts point out that Henry's presence could elevate quarterbacks, open opportunities for wide receivers, and change the tempo of entire offenses. Fans are reportedly obsessed with the possibilities, creating elaborate discussions, mock trades, and fantasy scenarios that blend excitement with analysis. Insiders hint that negotiations could involve not only base contracts, but also creative performance incentives tied to rushing yards, touchdowns, and team success, reflecting his unique value proposition. Even casual observers are following reports closely, captivated by the drama, stakes, and potential ripple effects across the NFL. Media coverage has expanded to include every nuance, from practice participation to interviews, each snippet fueling further speculation. Rumors suggest that if Henry moves, it might inspire additional player movement, forcing a cascade of trades, free agent signings, and draft adjustments that reshape multiple rosters. The narrative has evolved into a league-wide saga, underscoring the extraordinary influence of one superstar on the entire football landscape. Insiders continue to fuel speculation by suggesting that Derrick Henry's departure could redefine franchise priorities, compelling teams to rethink recruiting, scouting, and strategic planning. Reports indicate that both potential suitors and teams left behind are actively modeling scenarios, evaluating roster gaps, and how best to adapt to a world with or without the king. Analysts speculate that Henry's rumored decision could alter the competitive balance in entire divisions, affecting playoff calculations, draft priorities, and even coaching approaches. Fan engagement has reached fever pitch, with social media platforms inundated with conjecture, debate, and creative projections about where he might land. Some sources suggest that negotiations could extend over weeks, with offers, counter-offers, and strategic leaks playing out in the public eye, amplifying the suspense. Even minor statements from coaches, teammates, or management are dissected for hidden meaning, fueling additional waves of speculation. The narrative has expanded beyond the football field, touching on aspects of marketing, media influence, and player branding, reflecting the broad impact of a potential Henry departure. The rumor, whether it materializes or not, has already transformed the NFL offseason into a suspenseful, drama-laden spectacle with Derrick Henry at its epicenter. The buzz around Derrick Henry has reportedly reached a point where every media outlet, podcast, and fan forum is dissecting his potential next move. Rumors suggest that top franchises are positioning themselves to attract the king, offering not just lucrative contracts, but also visions of offensive dominance and championship contention. Analysts speculate that his decision-making process is extraordinarily meticulous, encompassing competitive ambitions, personal priorities, and long-term legacy considerations. Fans are actively crafting hypothetical scenarios, debating which team offers the best fit, both culturally and strategically. Social media is awash with speculation, with each new report or insider tip sparking further waves of analysis and debate. Industry insiders hint that negotiations could redefine how teams approach superstar running backs, integrating performance metrics, media presence, and leadership qualities into contract structures in unprecedented ways. Even casual observers are swept up in the narrative, treating every rumor as a potential blockbuster story. The buzz alone has reshaped off-season priorities, influenced team strategy discussions, and intensified media coverage, underscoring Henry's outsized influence. Whether he ultimately stays or leaves, the speculation has created a narrative phenomenon, turning one athlete's potential departure into a league-wide spectacle that blends intrigue, strategy, and pure football drama. Finally, whispers suggest that Derrick Henry's rumored exit could inspire a new era of strategic thinking across the NFL. Teams are reportedly preparing contingency plans, reevaluating draft priorities, and projecting offensive schemes to accommodate a world where the king may no longer dominate the Ravens' backfield. Analysts highlight that his potential departure would not just create a gap in rushing statistics, but also shift psychological dynamics, leadership roles, and competitive balance throughout divisions. Fans, social media commentators, and sports media personalities are captivated, treating the rumor as a high-stakes narrative filled with uncertainty, excitement, and endless speculation. Sources hint that if Henry moves, it could trigger a ripple effect, influencing trades, free agent signings, and even coaching philosophies in ways that will be analyzed for years. Even minor hints, whether from interviews, social media posts, or team communications, are dissected for insight into the unfolding drama. The anticipation has created a sense of suspense unmatched in typical NFL off-seasons, turning routine updates into major events and transforming speculation into spectacle. Derrick Henry's potential move is more than a player story. It is a league-wide saga that illustrates the immense impact of one superstar, the power of rumor, and the thrill of possibility in modern professional football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next zone.